What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's lesson, we're going to be doing something a little bit different in the sense that we're going to be taking a look at a song from the band that I'm playing in, The Definitive. So this has been something that's been requested a few times, and I think I've kind of decided that I'm going to sprinkle little lessons in here and there for Definitive songs as well, because I know some people are really wanting to learn them. So yeah, what better source than the person who wrote the guitar parts themselves to teach the songs. So yeah, I'm playing an acoustic here first, so it might sound a little bit like an echo chamber in here because my mic is like super compressed and moved back so that it can pick up the guitar as well. So unfortunately I don't have two mics running right now, so I had to make do with just the one. So bear with, and it will sound a little funny initially, but once we get into the guitar part later that's electric, it'll be all back to normal. Yeah, so getting right into it, we're going to take a look at the acoustic part here on YouTube. So if you're not familiar with the channel, it's I put half the lesson on YouTube and the full thing on Patreon. It just helps support me and what I'm doing full time here as a content creator and a musician as a whole. So I'll leave the link for that down in the description box below, and I'd really appreciate if you guys check that out. So tuning on the acoustic guitar is Dadgad. So D, A, D, G, A, D. Really pretty sounding tuning. It's not quite open. It's ever so slightly off from open, but it's like... It takes very little effort to make it sound really nice. And so, yeah, the song itself, especially in this acoustic part, is not overly complex, and it all revolves around this E major chord shape. So think about your standard E major chord shape where it's second fret A and D, first fret G. It's going to sound funny here because it's not the right tuning, but it's that position with your fingers. So keep that in mind as we're going through this, because pretty much all of these parts of this acoustics section are all based around that chord shape. So to start off with, you're going to go 12th fret A and D, and an 11th fret G. So it's just going to complete that D major chord there. And so in my picking hand, let me just play it slowly for you first. So the picking pattern is down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, and it repeats itself. And so I'm not doing like this. I'm kind of keeping this constant rhythm going in my right hand, and that's kind of a key for a lot of acoustic songs in general when you're playing chords, is just keep this rhythm going in your right hand. And when it comes time to strum it, it should line up perfectly. So as you can see there, the strumming pattern kind of just felt its way in because I kept my arm moving. And then you just select when you're going to actually strum the notes and when you're just kind of hand waving, if that's what you want to call it. Yeah, so that's a technique to maybe work on a little bit and just become super lax with your right hand. It's something I had to work on quite a bit as well, that I didn't have earlier on in the YouTube channel. So yeah, something to pay attention to. Thought I'd point that out. So yeah, of course, you've got your first chord here. And now for the down, up, down, you're going to move down. So your second and third finger are going to be on your 7th fret, A and D, and then your 6th fret, G, with your first finger. And that's for the down. And on the up, your pinky's going to come down on the G string, 7th fret. And then on the down, it comes back off. So it just sneaks its way in there. Down, up, down. So with that, just like that, and the next chord is 2 frets down, that same position. And so with this last chord here, sometimes I'll stay on it and then repeat the pattern. And other times I will go so I'll go back up the chord before we go back to the beginning. Just like that. And so I don't really know, like there's not really a consistent pattern that I follow in the song. And even when I played it live, we did play this song live once at our album release show. And when I played it live, I didn't have any rhyme or rhythm to how I played it. I just kind of played it when I felt like it. And sometimes I didn't move around and I just stayed there. So don't be too hard on yourself on trying to figure out exactly how I did it, because I don't even remember exactly how I did it, and like, oh, I shifted here but not there. So don't worry too much about that. Just know that that does happen sometimes, and you can incorporate that into your playing. And what that is, it's just moving that position up 2 frets to the chord you just came from. So you can either stay here if that's easier, or you can move here. And then once that's finished, then you move back up. And then it kind of repeats itself. Now in the intro, there is one important thing to note, and it'll be so there's those harmonics there, right? And so you've got your D, G, A, and D. So in standard strings, it's D, G, B, E. So your bottom 4 strings. And so the way I'm doing it here is all on 12th fret. I'm plucking the D, the G, the B, and then I pluck the D again before I hit my E string. And again, it's gonna be a little bit more of a chunky transition live, because on this studio album, I could just punch in and go while I'm holding that. And so kind of like a studio trick. So when you're playing live, it'll sound like the sound just kind of stops, where it doesn't on the album. So yeah, that riff is kind of the centerpiece for that entire acoustic part. There are a couple other parts, but that is the main riff to pay attention to there. So the next part in this tune that we're going to take a look at here is, I guess if you want to call it the chorus. We kind of go back to it a couple times. It's not really like a full out chorus where it's like catchy and something that's really going to stick in your head, but it is repetitive. So for the sake of that, we'll call it the chorus. And so it sounds like this. So kind of a cool chord progression there. And so you're going to start again at your bass position essentially for this song, that D chord. And then you're going to move that up 3 frets. So now it's 15th fret A and D, 14th fret G. And that's just one strum. Just like that. And then down 1 fret, the entire position. And same strumming pattern there. And now for the next transition here, you're gonna move down 1 fret in your G string. So not your A and D. Make sure you keep those planted on 14th fret. So now you're 14 A and D and 12 G. So this is the chord we just played. This is the chord we play now. So just a tiny little transition with your first finger there. So and now halfway through this chord, the other fingers follow. So it'll be down, down, up, up, down. And so after the down, up, up, you move your second and third finger down 1 fret. So now it's 13, 13, 12. So I'll play this slowly. So now you hear this. I don't even know what to call that chord. It's an E flat major with a D and an A. whatever that's called. So up, and so once you get to that chord, then it kind of sits on it for a little bit. And so it'll be down, up, up. That's when you've moved to that chord. Down, up, up, and then down, up, down. It'll be the chord. Then your pinky comes down on the 14th fret of your D string. On the up, and then on the down, it comes off. So similar to here. Or same idea as what we did before. So after the down, up, down, then it goes back to your D major chord, and then it repeats itself again. And then this time it holds out a little bit longer when you move to the 12th fret G string. So that one holds for a full strumming pattern the second time around now. And now on this held strum here, you do one more strum and you hold it. Your fingers move down to that E flat major chord with the A and D. So you get one full rotation with this. And then you move that down. And then it goes in. Right back into the verse part that we were looking at before. So the last part we're going to take a look at here on YouTube, and the last part of the acoustic section of this song is the build up kind of into the drum breakdown. And so it follows a different chord progression from what we've been looking at before. So but again, it starts with this D major chord position at your 12th fret. See why I said it revolves around this E major chord position so much? It's because it's like every part of this song kind of utilizes it. So D major. And now, similar technique to the chorus is you're moving your first finger down one fret from this position. So now it'll be 12 A and D and 10th fret G. So it goes from a major chord to a minor chord. And now you move that position down 2 frets. So now you're 10th fret A and D and 9th fret G. So C major chord, add your A and D. Right, just like that. And it's not gonna go for a full strumming pattern. So it'll be down, up, up, and then you move to your next chord to finish the strumming pattern. And that chord is going to be, this is the only really different chord outside of that E major chord position in this song, or in the acoustic part. So that's 5th fret, A, D, and G. And the strumming there, down, up, up, down, up. Essentially just finishing the phrase that you started with the other chord. It's just split between 2 chords here. So, and that one's a tricky one. Use your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger there. Keep this first finger open to grab the other chord that we're going to get to. So, down, up, down, up. Then it's a full open strum, which is kind of odd, but it fit. So, down, up, down, down is a strumming pattern here. So on a down, open. On the up, your first finger is going to come down on your 2nd fret G. On a down, it's open. And on a down, then you're going to go 4th fret D and 2nd fret G with your 3rd and 1st finger. So all together. And so that repeats a few times. And then when it gets to the final time, you just hold the strum on that chord. And then the same thing with this next chord here. So, and you can do a second strum in there if you'd like. And then you go down to this chord on your 5th fret, and you just hold that and you let it ring. And now the drum intro is going to come in. Everything switches to electric guitar and a big guitar solo to close out the song. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it here on YouTube. I hope this has been helpful for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it too, because obviously being part of the writing process behind this song, it's kind of the first time I've done a lesson like this where I was involved in making the song. So it's kind of cool to be teaching this, and I hope you guys are enjoying it and find what we're doing very cool. We've got some new stuff on the way. It's well on the way right now, that we'll hopefully be able to share with you guys in the next few months here. So I'm really excited about that. If you're interested in checking us out, we have a YouTube channel, The Definitive Official, or just The Definitive on YouTube. Feel free to check us out. Maybe drop us a subscribe. That would be really cool. And I'll leave our Instagram tagged down below as well, or a link to it down below, just so you guys can check that out if you're interested too. So yeah, anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys being here. And as always, until next time, keep on rocking.